Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Film is Okie Dokie, the show where every other week, CJ and I, that's CJ right there.
Me?
Yeah, you. Yeah,
Oh,
you're
good.
CJ. We sit down and we watch a movie and we figure out whether or not it's okie dokie. CJ, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling conspiratorial.
Okay. What about what?
I was
Or
thinking
just
about
in general?
I was thinking about how can we fix the timeline? I was like,
Okay.
don't give me that.
Don't give you what?
Hey, you're just yeah.
No, I'm ready
Right,
to hear.
okay.
I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay. All right. So you know, like the 3-body problem, right?
Re-explain, please.
You want me to explain the 3-body problem to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have, I feel like this is a setup.
No, I genuinely, let me do a quick 3-body problem.
No. I got it.
It's the book, it's the series.
No, not the
Okay,
series.
I'm ready.
The math problem.
Okay.
The physics thing.
Okay.
Okay, so you have 2 objects in orbit, right? You
Yeah.
have like the Earth and the Moon.
Yeah.
Okay. And then like the Earth. I'm so sorry to everybody who devoted their life to science. I'm gonna butcher this. The Earth, right, has a center of gravity, which is something that you can calculate, right?
Right.
It's like 1,000 miles beneath the surface, right? And it's like doing a little squiggly do, right?
Sure.
And then the Moon is attracted to that center of gravity. That's why it orbits the Earth. Okay? Right?
Okay.
That's 2 bodies. So you can, with calculus, like Isaac Newton, right? Isaac Newton, with calculus that he invented, was able to determine the 2-body problem. You can like figure that out on like a piece of paper.
Yeah, I remember learning the orbit stuff in like high school.
Okay. The 3-body problem is like, why, when Earth rotates around the sun, why does Jupiter not pull Earth out of its orbit a little bit? Right? Because like when Earth and Jupiter are going around the sun, there's a point where they're pretty close to each other.
Well, right, it's because Saturn's in there too, and he's pulling Earth the exact opposite direction in strength, right?
No, you see, you're not taking this seriously.
So, is it just with Jupiter, or is this
Well, it's just
also
an
a
example.
concern? Okay.
Okay, right? But it doesn't, because the Earth hasn't left its orbit.
Right.
So why? You thought about that? Yeah. That actually has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I was thinking about if we could fix the timeline so that everybody gets the right Oscar.
Okay.
Okay. And how much better would life be?
How much would your life be impacted on a day-to-day basis if, say, I don't know. I guess what are some examples of some of the Oscars of import that you think needed to be changed or should be changed?
Hang on. I have a document.
Okay.
Okay. So, you obviously know
The Muffin Man naturally.
The Muffin Man. You obviously know oh God, I forgot his name.
Oh,
Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, right. Denzel Washington won an Oscar for Training Day. Okay.
Okay.
Great movie. Great movie, of course, right?
Haven't seen it.
You've never seen Training Day?
No.
What do you mean you haven't seen Training Day?
I haven't seen Training Day.
Why not?
I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it. I've wanted to watch it. It's been on my watch list for a while. It's just whenever I've sat down to watch something, it's never been that.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, everyone's got movies they haven't seen. No one's seen everything.
Okay. Right. Is it not? Is it
So-
the 65th Oscars I'm thinking of? Okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. All right.
Okay.
So, in 1993, right? Best Actor in a Leading Role, Denzel Washington was nominated for Malcolm X, in which he played Malcolm X. But he lost. He lost to Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman.
Oh, I've not seen Malcolm X, but Scent of a Woman.
No.
He won an Oscar for that.
He did. But
Okay,
that was his
sure.
makeup Oscar because he didn't win for Dog Day Afternoon. Okay?
Okay.
So we go back and we give Denzel the Oscar for Malcolm X, okay?
Okay. So then,
So hang on.
so was I guess?
Are you keeping track of this?
Yeah. I just have a quick clarifying question.
Yeah.
Is the Training Day win a makeup win?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
It's a
All
great
right,
film.
So
Great film.
So we are taking the Oscar from Al Pacino
Yep.
in
We're
Scent of a
gonna
Woman and giving it to Denzel
Yep.
in Malcolm X.
Yep.
We're okay, so what are we doing about that Al Pacino
Okay,
Dog Day
But
Oscar?
Al Pacino still needs an Oscar. Okay?
Oh, I know where this is going.
Al
What's
Pacino-
my name? Dunkachino.
No, Al Pacino is
Oh.
going to win for Dog Day Afternoon
Okay.
in 1976.
Okay.
But Jack Nicholson won in 1976 for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which, you know,
And let me guess, is that a
no,
is that
but he was really good in that. But I'm just saying, now we can give Al Pacino his Oscar, okay?
okay, but then what happens to the Jack Nicholson one?
We're getting there.
Oh, okay.
Okay? All right?
He gets a different makeup one now.
He does. We're going to go back in time further. Okay. You need to hang in there with me.
I'm hanging in. I'm hanging.
Okay, so he was nominated for Chinatown in 1975. I feel like you could pick 1974 or 1975, but I'm going to pick 1975. He should have won in 1975, Best Actor in 1975, okay? Then we're going to go back to the 47th Oscars, okay? Right? You following?
Yeah, I'm following.
Doesn't feel like you're following.
No, I'm following.
Okay. Because that year, Robert De Niro won for The Godfather Part 2.
Okay.
Okay? Oh, that was Best Actor in a Supporting Role. I'm sorry. That one went to Art Carney and Harry and Tonto. Okay? Now we give Jack Nicholson the win for Chinatown. All right? Now you're like, well, now what are we going to do about Art Carney? Okay? Right?
Yeah, what are we going to do about Art Carney, the dude that you thought it was Robert De Niro up until a moment ago?
No. I didn't know. I was looking at the
okay.
Wikipedia page and I got confused. I have it written down, okay?
Okay. Art Carney. So where else does Art Carney win, though?
Okay.
If not Harry and Tonto?
If not for Harry and Tonto, where does he win, right? I understand. Okay? You're going to have...
Harry and Tonto, maybe next time on the film is Okie Dokie.
I don't know about that. You know he was in the Star Wars holiday special?
Oh, iconic. Which of the Chewbacca's was he?
Wasn't one of them fart or something?
There was like, I'll look up those names while you continue with this.
Yeah. Okay. So, trying to find it.
Lumpy and Itchy.
Lumpy and Itchy, okay.
Lumpy, Itchy, and Mala.
Lumpy, Itchy, Mala. Okay. I don't think we need to give Art Carney... We don't need to give Art Carney anything, okay? I'm going to just go there. I'm going to say that.
Wow.
Art Carney doesn't get one, but that's okay.
No rules for... So we've mended the timeline
No,
by eliminating
there's one more
Art
that we have
Carney.
to do.
Well, right, we have to go back and fix who gets the Training Day Oscar then, right?
Yes, because you know what I'm going to fix? You
Okay,
don't
wait,
even
what-
know where
what-
I'm going.
Hold on, what year? Let me just have that at least.
Hang on. Training Day came out in 2001, so I think this would be the
2001.
2002
Okay.
Oscars.
Okay. Trying to think about films that were affected by 9/11. You're going to give it to Willem Dafoe from the original Spoderman.
Okay, no. Okay, we're going to take away the best actor in a leading role.
Uh-huh.
Huh? And we're going to give it to Will Smith as Ali in Muhammad Ali.
Okay, hold on. So who are we giving it to in like 2021 or 2022 for King Richard?
Well, I'm glad you asked. But you know what the most important thing is that happens?
What?
We've undone the slap.
Wait. Have we though?
Yes.
How do we know that him winning the Oscar for Ali makes the slap makes Chris Rock not make a G.I. Jane joke and Will Smith slap him?
Well, I hear you.
I'll just have to take your word for it.
You just listen, I've seen the future.
You have on good authority?
I have it on good authority. Okay, so then instead of Will Smith winning for King Richard, you ready for this?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're ready for this.
I am. I'm ready. I'm waiting with bated breath.
Benedict Cumberbatch in The Power of the Dog.
Have you even seen that one?
No.
So why are you giving it?
Because the alternative is to give it to Denzel again, which fucks with the timeline.
Oh, that's funny. Wait, okay, hold on. Which Academy Awards were these?
Okay, this is the 2022. Okay, so you can help me fix the timeline. Here are the options, okay?
Yeah.
We undo the slap, but we have to give it to Javier Bardem in Being the Ricardos.
Okay.
Benedict Cumberbatch in The Power of the Dog.
Okay.
Andrew Garfield in Tick, Tick, Boom.
Okay.
Or Denzel Washington in Macbeth.
I'll give it to Andrew Garfield in Tick, Tick, Boom.
Okay. There we go.
He's good in that role.
Spoderman. And now that's how we tie it back into 9/11.
Oh my God. Wow.
You didn't know it was going there.
Your heart out, Art Carney. Get fucked.
Telling you.
I love this. This was we gotta fix the timeline more often, CJ.
That was a hard one to fix.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
And all it came down to was eliminating Art Carney and giving Andrew Garfield a new Oscar. Wait. Just have to double check. Andrew Garfield has not won an Oscar otherwise, or he has not won an Oscar, correct?
I don't think so.
Okay.
What would he have possibly won for?
The freaking
Power of the
Hacksaw
Dog.
Ridge when he did a Hacksaw Ridge.
Did you like that movie?
It was I liked the story. The story's incredible, remarkable. I don't like the way it's told at all, though. In that, I think that Mel Gibson did not do anything.
It was directed by Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
I hate that movie now.
That movie did absolutely nothing unique from a directorial standpoint. And even like, it's just I the story of frickin' what's his name, Desmond Doss. The story of him is just remarkable. What a character, or a person from history.
It's crazy because his actual citations for his medals and stuff are actually more ridiculous than what they put in the movie, but they were afraid if they put what was actually written in the citations that nobody would believe it on film.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, not the biggest fan of the film, but
sometimes you just get in the mood for like a World War II movie and it scratches a good itch.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no. I guess he could have been nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Eduardo Saverin. I don't think he was.
I don't believe he was either.
But he could have been. I'm saying
in another timeline.
In another timeline where we fixed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great. Well, I'm glad we fixed the timeline. And I'm glad we solved the 3-body problem in the process as well. And we
Yes,
undid the slap.
yes. Yeah, well,
And 9/11.
I just want to say I'm sure that there are people out there who say that the timeline is not certifiably better without the slap because of the entertainment value that it provided for them.
Yeah, and to those people, I would just say that, that's a bad way to look at it, man.
So you're just saying they're wrong for finding the slap entertaining?
Okay. I thought more people were going to agree with me on the slap than actually did. I didn't realize I had a hot take on the slap.
So I guess what is your firm stance on the slap?
At the time, first of all, you can't hit people, okay? I want to be clear. You can't hit people. But I feel like we live in a world where people expect that they can say and do things because there are no repercussions. And I'm not talking about Chris Rock, okay? I'm talking about the internet in general. Because my frustration was the internet was like, yeah, of course we can say whatever we want about you and there's nothing that you can do about it. Right? There's like, what do you mean that somebody making fun of my wife is going to be, it might get me slapped? There's really, like, if you walked up to somebody and made fun of their wife, you could expect to be hit. That is a reasonable reaction to that. Now, it's not reasonable in polite company. It's not something that is acceptable. I don't think it's ever acceptable to use violence. But I'm saying, if I went up to your spouse, not you specifically, because I'm not talking about Jade, but if I went up to anybody's spouse and was like, insulted your spouse, and I expected no repercussions, I think that would be really stupid on my part. And that was how I felt the internet responded in the immediate aftermath. Was, no, of course there's not going to be any repercussions. And I'm like, that's stupid. If you talk shit about somebody's wife, there's going to be repercussions. Like, that's... Like, if you talk some shit about someone's mother, there could be repercussions. Just because you don't expect there to be some, doesn't mean that you won't get hit. Right? Now, if you're going to talk that shit and you expect and you understand you might get hit, then yeah, talk that shit. But I think we live in a world where people will say things and then they don't stand behind it. And they're just like, well, I'm not going to get hit. It's why people who talk shit and get beat up on the internet is so cathartic. It's like, because the last thing that they expected, it's like watching the piss get beat out of fucking Homelander, right? You just want someone to pop him like a pimple, right? No spoilers. It's like you want somebody to beat him up because he's such an asshole, right? So it's like, yeah, I think if you're an asshole, if you say things about somebody's wife, like, you could reasonably expect somebody to retaliate violently. Now, again, I'm not saying that it was right. I'm not saying that I support it. I'm not saying that I think that's how you should respond to comedians. And I think Will Smith is wrong and kind of weird. But at the same time, I didn't like how the internet was reacting and how everyone was like, it's so clear that, you can't hit people, period. I'm like, okay. You should try talking shit about somebody's wife or their mother and see what happens. Like, that could happen to you. If you don't think that could happen, then I think you're just being naive. So, that was my firm position. My position now is, now that we know more about everything going on with the Smiths, yeah, I just think Will Smith's a weird guy. He's a weirder guy than we gave him credit for, and I don't feel the need to defend or talk about Will Smith or his family.
All you're interested are videos of him eating spaghetti.
No, I don't. That's not. No. Now talk about your opinion. I saw a video on Instagram about it.
It's getting freaky.
I don't
like it.
Not a fan.
So CJ, Miss Congeniality, have you seen it?
I have seen it.
Tell me a bit about it.
This feels like one of those movies that Turner Broadcasting had the rights to in like the mid 2000s. that you would see on TV, like syndicated TV from time to time.
Mm.
I feel like either USA or whatever. I feel like this was a movie that I would constantly catch in like the second or third commercial break. Yeah, no, I don't know that I've ever sat down and watched the whole thing.
See, I'm like in the exact same spot. This is a movie that I've definitely seen a lot of, be it catching it on TV, be it my sister being a fan of this. We might have had this on VHS growing up. If not, this was a frequent rental in our household. But I don't think I've actually sat down and watched it all the way through. I have memories of watching this and enjoying it. I remember having a good time anytime I did watch it. So I'm expecting to like it, but I've not actually sat down and really watched it in my adult life. So excited. I decided to pick it though because Jade and I were watching Shrinking, and there's a character in it who has a poster of Miss Congeniality in their house. And one of the characters kind of acknowledges it. And the guy whose poster it is, he goes, yeah, it stands up. Or it holds up. And they're like, oh, really? Oh, that's good to hear. And Jade and I were just like, we kind of laughed. And she goes, I feel like that'd be a good okie dokie movie, Miss Congeniality. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It would be. So decided to put it on in the queue.
Okay. All right. So, because of Shrinking?
Yeah. It came up in Shrinking, and we were like, yeah, it would be a good okie dokie movie. Let's do it.
Okay. Interesting.
All right. Well, did you have any predictions going into Miss Congeniality? Anything, maybe about yourself, or maybe some Oscar wins in the future for this film?
In the corrected timeline, I don't know. Hard to say. Does Sandra Bullock have an Oscar?
Think so with The Blind Side, right?
Ooh, no, we got to get that stink off of her. I feel like
she did win for The Blind Side.
Okay, she was married to Jesse James. Ooh. All right, we got to fix this for my girl. We got to fix this. Okay. That's going to be the next correction. We're going to fix the timeline to give her the right Oscar.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. I hope that it holds up. That's my prediction.
All right. I hope it holds up, too.
What movie did I think she was in that I guess she wasn't in?
I don't know. Sandlot?
She wasn't in The Sandlot.
Speed. Speed?
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 Anyway, if you would like to watch Miss Congeniality with us, there is a link in the description to that commentary track. There will be syncing instructions there for you to follow, but otherwise you can keep on listening. So if you would like to listen to or watch the movie with us, then pause the podcast right now.
I've been in a beauty pageant before. I don't even own a dress. I don't even own a brush.
You don't own a brush? It's not a feminine thing. I don't own a shower. I don't own soap.
What? You want me to drink water? I don't have a cup.
I don't own a fork.
Let's suspend reality for like a second and pretend like I said yes.
She's going to become best friends with whoever she sits with on the bus. That is the law of movies and buses.
Mm-hmm.
That is the Forrest Gump rule.
If she even sits by anyone.
Who does she sit next to? Rhode Island. That's her best friend. She's going to be really upset because the reason that she gets to advance is they have to kick out Rhode Island.
I memorized the orientation.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Film is Okie Dokie. CJ, how have you been this past week?
I've been really well. How about yourself?
I've been pretty good. Tell me about it.
Wow, you're just no foreplay or anything.
No, I want to hear about it. This is the foreplay.
Doesn't feel much like foreplay.
What foreplay could there possibly be to tell me about how you've been up to? What? How am I supposed to lube that up in conversation?
I don't know. It just feels really sudden. All right.
Hey, how's the weather? I don't know.
All right. Well, funny you should ask, Tommy. I took a few days off.
Nice.
We had a 3-day weekend because it was Memorial Day when we were recording this.
Mm-hmm.
But I took a couple days off extra. And so one of those days was dedicated to just getting my car fixed, okay? Nothing wrong with the car. But, needed new tires, okay?
Well, that sounds like something that's wrong with the car.
I'm saying, like, not mechanically, okay?
Okay.
It wasn't up on cinder
ya.
blocks, all right?
I hear you.
And I'm like, it needs new filters, air filter, engine air filter, cabin air filter. It needs a new windshield wipers. So, needed some work. It needed to pass an inspection, which it wouldn't do with its current set of tires. I got that car in 2021. So it's a 5-year-old car at this point. Yeah, about 5 years ago I got it. And yeah, it served me really well, and I love that car. And I'm like, well, it's just the cost of car ownership, right? So I bought the tires on sale. I got them at Walmart, okay?
Okay.
So
I'm waiting for that to come back later.
Yeah, well. Log that away in your brain. I had a whirlwind day.
Okay.
So I get to Walmart. I pull my car up to the bay door, which is like normal. It's what it says to do on the website. I get there, I walk inside, I go to the desk, there's nobody there. I wait like 5 minutes, guy comes in, and he's like, hey, what can I do for you? I said, I had an appointment. It's like, okay, cool. And he's like, let's go look at the car. So we go to look at the car, and he goes, just so you understand, you can't park here. And I'm like, excuse me? He goes, you can't park here. I said, I'm sorry. It says to pull up to the bay doors on the signs. He goes, we have to get in and out of the bays. I said, and I look, and I can see that there's garage doors on either side. It's pull through bays. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. There's no signs. He goes, you have to be told to park in a parking space, sir. I'm like, I'm sorry. Every other service department I've ever been to, you pull right up to the bay door and you pull in. Sorry. So, whatever. Then we go back inside. I leave the keys in the car. Go back inside. And he's like, so you're getting tires? I said, yeah. He goes, okay, I need to scan your barcode. So I scan a barcode. He goes, okay, that's one tire. I'm like, well, it's for the order of tires. He goes, no, it's only coming up as one tire. I'm like, okay. So I had to go into the order, and we had to scan each barcode for each tire individually. He's like, oh, so you bought 4 tires? I'm like, yeah. He goes, okay, that'll be $1,200. He said, no, I already paid. He goes, he's just being a douche canoe at this point. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, wouldn't you having the barcodes like inherently mean
I showed
that you
him,
already paid for things?
I showed him that it's already been paid. I showed him that it's balance due 00. He turns his monitor around like it's going to show, and I say, it says balance due 00. He's like, oh, huh, that's weird. He usually doesn't say that there. I'm like, okay, well, it says it there. I don't owe you any money. He goes, okay, I need the keys. I said, they're in the car. He goes, go get the keys. So I walk back out to the car, I get the keys, come back in.
How old was this dude? Because I'm just
like
picturing
30s.
him as like a... Okay, I was going to say, I'm picturing him as like a
late 20s, early
19-year-old.
30s. He was not that old.
Okay.
He was a bitch.
Okay.
And by the way, I work with dealers. The dealers are animals. The dealers are assholes in the service department, right? Fixed ops, notoriously. They make fun of the guys that work at Walmart, okay? The only reason I did this was because I got 0% APR for like 12 months on these tires, okay? I got a good deal on the tires. And I got the tires I wanted, which was also big. So, I go back out, get the keys. Then, he takes the keys, he puts a sticker on them, He hands me the other half of the sticker, and then he walks the keys out and puts them in the car where they were. And then says, okay, see ya. And I'm like, do you have an idea about how long it'll take? And he drops his hands to his sides, puts his head in the air, and goes, the service window is 90 minutes.
Man, your entire existence inconvenienced this dude. This reminds me of the lady who works at the pet store that we go to.
Uh-huh.
And Jade can vouch. It sounds like I just have never encountered someone so outwardly passive aggressive towards their customers. So this dude must be the her of your region.
Yeah. Just an asshole.
So was he still working when you went to pick up your car?
Yeah. Yeah, no. I went there at 9 a.m. Okay, I started my day with this guy. So then I walked around Walmart for an hour. I got a text saying it was done. Go back, get my keys. They parked my car around the corner. And there was broken glass all over the parking spot where they parked it. And so I went back in and I said, "Hey, there's broken glass all over the parking lot." He goes, "We had nothing. We have nothing to do with that. We are not responsible for the parking lot." I said, "Well, excuse me. I just bought brand new fucking tires. I just bought them. I have not even taken claim of my vehicle, and you drove it into broken glass."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, what do you want me to do about it?" I said, "Well, I believe that with the purchase of these tires comes a lifetime tire rotation guarantee from Walmart. So I think I'm going to have you guys put it up on the lift and make sure that you guys didn't get broken glass in my fucking tires." Which they didn't. And I had the next two places I went check the tires too.
Wait, hold on a second. You went to two other auto shops in that day?
Yes, I did.
What?
Because Walmart doesn't do state inspections, and they don't do wheel alignments.
Okay, I see. So the Walmart was just for the tires.
Yeah, so I literally just got the tires put on. They don't do inspections. They don't do wheel alignments. There was another place I didn't have an appointment, but it's a drive-up place. I called. They said, "We do wheel alignments." I said, "Okay." So I go there. I said, "Hey, I'm here for a New York State inspection," which in New York you have to have one every year. I'm here for an oil change, and I would like you guys to do a wheel alignment. And he goes, "Well, we don't do wheel alignments." And I said, "I called in, and the person I talked to said we do wheel alignments, and you guys do wheel alignments." He says, "Yeah, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She tells people that kind of shit all the time." I'm like, "Okay." So he goes, "Do you still want us to do the oil change and the inspection?" I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, it's already here, so just do the oil change and the inspection. But it's important after you get tires to get a wheel alignment, right? Otherwise, you'll get an uneven wear on your tires, potentially. And you didn't just spend all this money on brand new fucking tires to go through all that. So, and I didn't buy cheap tires, okay? Don't cheap out on things that connect you to the ground, okay? Like a chair, your shoes, tires, your mattress, right? Anything that connects you to the ground, don't cheap out on it, right? So don't cheap out on your tires. I got Weather Ready 2s, which came highly rated, and I'm loving driving my car. It feels great already. So there's a diner right next door. I said, "Okay, I'm going to be at the diner." They call me within 10 minutes. They say, "Hey, do you need wipers as well?" I said, "Okay, sure, I'll get wipers." I was going to do it myself, save money on labor. They said, "Today we're rolling in the price of the labor." I said, "Okay, fine." So it wasn't going to cost extra labor to put on the wipers. So I was like, "Okay, fine." So they do everything, and then within 20 minutes after that, I see my car pull up, because from the window of the diner, you can see the parking lot for the the Jiffy Lube, and you can literally, they almost share a parking lot. You have to walk across, like, it's 100 feet. So I finish up my breakfast. It's like 10 a.m. By the time I'm done, it's like 10:30. I walk out. I go to the cashier to pay, and she's not there. She's in the hallway having a fight with somebody on the phone. She's screaming. Okay? She's yelling at this person on the phone and then turned literally into like Banshee-esque screaming at this person on the phone. And like, we figured out, the people in the waiting room figured out it was her boyfriend. The manager heard her and closed the door. Nobody wanted to deal with her. And I was just standing there at the counter, like, my car is up there. They have my keys. I'm waiting to check out. I had to wait for half an hour. So I stood at the counter. And then finally someone came in and said, why are you waiting at the counter? And I'm like, well, because there's nobody here. And she goes, I guess she was like the supervisor or the manager. She goes, where's the cashier? I said, she's around the corner yelling. So she goes around the counter, goes down the hallway, and goes, what the fuck are you doing? And just starts screaming at this lady. She goes, fuck you! And the girl who's like screaming at her boyfriend takes the phone and leaves. So then she comes back around the counter and goes, I can't fuck. The way she talked, it was really weird. She had this really hard to understand tone of voice and accent combination. It was like, I can't fucking believe it. She doing it. And I was like trying to follow along, and I really couldn't. And then she checked me out, and I just wanted my keys.
Whoa, what a turn!
No, I know. Shut up. She processed my payment so I could pay, and I got out of there. So then I Googled on my phone wheel alignments near me, and I found a place whose website says, hey, we do a wheel alignment. So I called them, okay, and I called them and I asked, hey, do you do wheel alignments? And the woman said, yes, we do wheel alignments. I said, cool. So I got in the car. It's only about a mile down the road. I drove down the road. I pull up. It's dead. So I'm like, awesome. I'm going to be able to get in there today. So I pull up. I park my car. There's nobody. All the bay doors are open. The guys are sitting on their toolboxes. So I'm like, great. Walk in the main room. A woman comes in. I'm like, awesome. She goes, how can I help you? I said, hey, I called in earlier about getting wheel alignment. She goes, cool. I said, yeah, can I get one today? She goes, oh, no. I said, what? She goes, no, we don't do wheel alignments on today. I'm like, oh, it's empty. She goes, that's not the problem. The problem is that the guy who does the wheel alignments only works on Tuesdays. I said, so when I called you 5 minutes ago and asked you, do you do wheel alignment? She goes, we do. Just on Tuesdays. I said, okay. She goes, I didn't know you were going to come in right now. So, okay, whatever. So I leave. She goes, do you want to have one? Do you want to have one on Tuesday? And I'm like, no. So I try calling. Nobody answers the phone at the next place. So then I'm like, I'm just going to drive over there and see what the deal is. So I go over to the last place, and I walk in the door, and there's 3 guys. They're all pretty nice. They talk to me right away. And the guy, and I talk to him, and I say, do you do wheel alignments? And he says, yes. I said, do you do wheel alignments today? He goes,
no.
Yes. But
Damn.
He was super weirded out about the question. I'm like, I've been driving all over town.
It's like you're a time traveler.
I've been driving all over town today trying to get a wheel alignment. So he goes, oh, okay, yeah. Yes, we do wheel alignments. I said, can I get a wheel alignment right now? He says, yeah. I said, okay, how long will it take? He says, 30 minutes. And then he goes, wait. And he turns around and he goes, 2 hours. I'm like, what? Oof. He goes, yeah, Stefano was supposed to come in at 11, but he didn't show up. He didn't show up for work yet today. But we got another guy, Oscar. He's here. He can do wheel alignments. But
Oscar does the best wheel alignments.
But he's doing other stuff right now, so it'll be 2 hours until Oscar's done. I said, okay. He says, but if Stefano comes in, Stefano can do the wheel alignment. I was like, okay, it's 2 hours? He says, yeah. I said, all right, sign up. He goes, okay, and because you're going to wait, I'm going to give you $35 off the wheel alignment. Like, okay, that's very nice of you. So it was around the corner from my brother's store. I called my brother. He came pick me up. I went and hung out at his store for an hour. They called me, said, hey, you're done. Come back, get your car. They did the wheel alignment. They did it for $90. The place that wanted me to come back on Tuesday wanted me to do it for $141.99 plus tax and labor. And I'm like, what? There's no parts in a wheel alignment. I already got the tires. It's all labor. What do you mean you're charging me extra for the labor? So anyway, that was dumb. And I was like, okay, so not only were they the cheapest at $120, they gave me a $35 discount because they told me it was going to be 2 hours. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just going to them next time. And they got the wheel alignment. It was great. And I got home about 2 o'clock. So that was my fucking couldn't catch a break day. And then the final thing that happened to me this weekend, I always walk into a place and people always ask me if I work there. Whenever I'm doing my errands, it just without fail, people ask me if I work there. And I walked into Burlington Coat Factory. It's just like, I don't know. It's like a surplus store for clothes, right? It's just like liquidations, like a Bob's, you know, but for clothes. And if in case you don't know what it is, audience. And I was in there for 30 seconds, and a woman who I'm going to guess, because of her accent and her clothes, I believe her country of origin was somewhere in Africa because she had an African accent, goes, excuse me, do you work here? I had my hair in a ponytail. She had watched me walk in from outside. I was wearing a Yankee jersey and khaki shorts. And I said, do I work here? And she said, yes. And I said, no, I do not work here. And she says, oh, okay. And then walked away. And she took 5 steps to the left, and someone else comes up to me and goes, I'm sorry, did she just say you worked here?
Yeah, she's the defining authority figure on who works here.
So I had my fill of being out and about after that, and I stayed home the rest of the weekend.
I just loved how your first story is like, no, those are like, that sucks, that whole saga. And it's like, and then I got mistaken for an employee twice back to back.
Yeah. Oh, the part about Walmart was I spent so much time looking at Walmart that I found good deals. So after I got my car done and all the people were done working on it, I drove up to Walmart and went back for an area rug.
Oh, nice. Does it tie the room together?
It covers the hole in the floor, which is nice. Oh,
what are you snacking on?
Raisins.
I knew it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
I knew it.
I'm weak-willed. All right. How was your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I don't have too much to add to it about my weekend.
Did you go to the theater at all?
Yeah, we went and saw Godzilla -1. It was playing at the theaters again, so went and saw that, but I was planning to talk about that a bit later.
Ah.
Yeah. But CJ,
does that mean
it's
game
been a
time?
while. I was going to say it's been a while since we've had you bring a game to the table, since I did one for both the La La Land and Zombieland episodes. So I was going to see, did you have something prepared? Because I know in the pre-show we talked about trying to fix the timeline to give Sandra Bullock a different Oscar.
So that is going to be at the start of the next episode. We're only going to fix one timeline per episode.
Okay.
But I have a game for you, Tommy.
Okay.
And for the audience, okay? This is called Sandra or Not Sandra.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to give you a fact, okay?
Okay.
I have 8 facts. Hang on, how many facts do I have? I have 7 facts here. You're going to tell me if this is a Sandra Bullock fact or if it's not a Sandra Bullock fact.
Those are the 2 categories. It's just fact or not fact.
It is
not
either
like
a fact about
it's a
Sandra
fact
Bullock
about someone else, or it's something you just totally made up.
These are all true, kind of.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
But are they true about Sandra?
Okay.
All right. We'll start with an easy one, okay?
All right.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Sandra Bullock.
Okay. Sandra Bullock's middle name is Annette.
So when you say this is an easy one, how is it supposed to be easy for me to know her middle name?
Hey, listen. Slow pitch.
Yes, it is her middle name. This is Sandra Bullock.
Is this your final answer?
Final answer.
This is Sandra. That's correct. See?
Oh,
Easy. Got you warmed up.
Let's go.
Got you warmed up.
Intuitive.
Yeah,
Yes, yes. All right. Okay.
All right. Okay. One of Sandra's first acting gigs was a part in the 1989 made-for-television film Bionic Showdown, The $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman, which led her to play Tess McGill in the short-lived NBC sitcom adaptation of the film Working Girl. Is this Sandra, or is this not Sandra?
Oh my. Well, okay, hold on a second. There were like 4 different facts in there that
I know.
could have an actually about it.
I know.
I'm gonna play the field and go not Sandra because there's so many individual little facts in there. One of them is bound to be false.
So you're going to say that's not Sandra?
Not Sandra.
Tommy.
Yeah.
That is incorrect. That was Sandra.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That fact was a paragraph.
I know. I did that one to throw you off. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're 1 for 1.
Okay.
You're 1 for 2.
Okay.
Okay, 1 and 1. Full count. Even count. Sandra Bullock was born at Crawford Long Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia on October 28th, 1967.
Not Sandra.
That's your final answer.
Final answer.
Tommy.
Yeah.
That is correct. That was not Sandra. That was Julia Roberts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sandra
Nailed
was
it. I just knew it.
born
That sounded like a
in
freaking...
Virginia on July 26, 1964. Fun fact, she has dual German and United States citizenship.
Wow. See, I just knew it. That sounded like a freaking who is it?
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts' birthplace. I knew it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you ready for this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Number 4.
So you're 2 for 3. 2
Yeah.
and 1.
Yeah.
While filming the 1996 rom-com with Dennis Leary, 2 If by Sea, Sandra Bullock learned she was allergic to horses.
Okay. So this means that it could have been on a different set. It could have been not Dennis Leary. It could have been a different animal than horses. Maybe it wasn't even an allergy at all. Maybe she doesn't have an allergy. But I'm gonna go with not Sandra Bullock.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
Tommy.
Yeah.
That is incorrect. That was Sandra Bullock. She is allergic to horses, and she did find that out in the movie 2 If by Sea.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
I never would have thought that she would be someone who would want to associate with Paul Revere.
All right. Sandra Bullock moved to New York City to pursue acting and got a job as a bike messenger. It went really poorly, partially, because she didn't know how to ride a bike.
Not Sandra Bullock.
It lasted.
What? There's more?
Yeah. Well, it lasted 2 days. Sorry, that's the last part of the fact.
Not Sandra Bullock.
That's your final answer.
Final answer.
Tommy.
Yeah.
That is correct. That was Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, okay.
Also, she did know how to ride a bike, but it did only last 2 days.
So not only was it not a fact about Sandra Bullock, the fact itself was wrong about someone else.
Yeah, I know.
I love that. Love that.
It's great. All right. From 2002 to 2003, Sandra Bullock dated Ryan Gosling after she broke off her engagement to Tate Donovan.
Sorry, just making sure that there's no additional clauses.
No, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
No.
Not Sandra Bullock.
That's your final answer.
Final answer.
Tommy.
Yeah.
That is incorrect. She did date Ryan Gosling.
Oh.
And he was much younger than her.
How did they meet?
I don't know. Actually. But he is 13 years younger than her. Or more. 16 years younger. No, wait. 16 years younger than her. He was 22 in 2002. She was 38.
She was 38?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't quite say I love that, but...
I love it more than The Blind Side. How about that? Okay, you ready for this one?
Yes.
So you're not doing well.
No.
You need both of these to go even.
There's two more? I thought there was one more.
Well, there's two more because I gave you the softball for Annette.
So there's 8 total?
There were 8 total, yeah.
Okay.
I'm giving you a chance to make up some ground here.
Okay.
Okay. There you go. In 2010, Sandra Bullock was one of Time 100's most influential people in the world, and Entertainment Weekly named her the most powerful actress in Hollywood. Was this Sandra or not Sandra?
What year?
2010.
Okay, so this would have been right off of the back of the Blind Side win. So I'm going to say this is Sandra.
Tommy.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yes, that was Sandra. You're 3 for 4. You're 3 and 4. Okay, even time. You have a chance to go. I
gotta nail it this one.
All right.
I gotta nail it just to end up even.
All right. One of Sandra Bullock's first gigs was in Germany at the age of 5 as a backup dancer for Janet Jackson.
Okay. Now, you did say earlier that she has dual citizenship with Germany.
I did say that, yeah.
So,
did I say that to throw
possibly a
you
false
off?
lead? Maybe it wasn't in Germany. Maybe it was in Switzerland. Maybe it wasn't Janet Jackson. Maybe it was Michael Jackson.
Mm.
Maybe she wasn't even 5. Maybe she was 4.
Mm-hmm. It's possible.
I'm going to say this is not Sandra. Just too many things that aren't adding up.
Okay. This was not Sandra. Sandra Bullock's first gigs were in Germany at the age of 5, but Janet Jackson was born 2 years after Sandra Bullock, so that couldn't be true. Jennifer Lopez's first gigs were as a backup dancer for Janet Jackson, I believe, 1991 in Living Color. So there you go.
Hey,
that is
you never know. It could have been a crazy Janet Jackson show just wheeling out a 3-year-old.
3-year-old Janet Jackson and 5-year-old Sandra Bullock in Germany sold out show.
They got moves.
Some bowel moves.
Why? Because are you saying that their show is just them shitting themselves on stage? What the fuck?
You ever see that South Park bit that Bill Hader and he does the voice where it's just like, "Do you guys just go up there down to the bowling alley and shit their britches?"
I don't think I have.
That's all they do. It's just guy goes down to the bowling alley and shits his britches.
Is that the entire premise of the episode is built up around dudes shitting themselves at the bowling alley?
That particular bit is, yeah.
What?
Bill Hader goes, what for? Really funny. I'll send you the clip after.
Okay. Okay. Well, CJ, all of this Sandra talk. Let's get into Miss Congeniality. What did you think of Miss Congeniality?
There is one thing that stands out to me immediately, and I do want to talk about this more later, but I want to talk specifically later about you don't know who is going to find your art and when they will find it. And, you know, people talk about tropes and people talk about stuff, but someone might encounter your thing and that might be the first thing that they ever find. And I don't think that because other people have done something or because something's a repeated Hollywood thing is an excuse not to do something or is a reason to I guess what I want to say is I think the overall message of the movie of just like, hey, you can be like tough, strong woman, tough person. You can be a strong person and also like be proud of who you are and like, you know, put pride in your appearance, and those two things don't have to be mutually exclusive, and you also don't have to put other people down in the process. Like, I find people sometimes mock that kind of a message, and it's easy to make fun of. All she needed was makeup and hairbrush, and she's a 10 kind of meme, you know? And I don't know if it, you know, what was that joke you said at the beginning? It's like, it holds up. That bit from Shrinking.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate that is for the joke that they were making, but I liked it. I don't have any complaints for the time that I spent with it.
Okay.
What about you?
You know, I would probably say I'm feeling pretty similarly. Whether or not I would call it okie dokie, who's to say? But
you will.
Yeah,
in the end, but
yeah, you're right. Oh, shoot, I guess I will have to come to a conclusion. Yeah, you know, it's not. There's nothing in it that I can really point to that made me feel like I wasn't being respected as a viewer, or nothing that I felt was like, oh man, geez, like pulling at my neck collar. Like, are there some things that didn't age great? Yeah. It's hard to find something that ages perfectly though, just in general. And yeah, you know, it's a fun time. I think that meeting the film where it's at, it does what it sets out to do in being like you said, it's kind of like a celebration of of certain aspects of like being who you are and things like that, and doing that through the lens of putting, as the director said, putting Dirty Harriet going to prom, you know. I would say it's general, despite it having not aged perfectly well as a film, I would say it's generally inoffensive and it's fun at times.
I think really only major sin is the physical contact between Benjamin Bratt and Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, and even then it's well, why don't we talk about that a bit later? Yeah. How about I'll hop into recapping this movie. CJ, you ready to help me?
I am so fucking ready to help you.
Holy shit. So no one's ever been more ready to help than CJ
I didn't
is
say
right
that.
now.
I didn't say that.
All right. So this movie has a few main players. The most important, of course, being our girl Sandra Bullock.
I thought
She
you
is
were going to
playing
say Michael Caine.
our girl Michael Caine. No, Sandra Bullock plays Gracie Hart. She's an FBI special agent. Also there working at the FBI is Benjamin Bratt. He's pretty much her buddy. They aren't like partners, neither through work nor out of work, but they have like a very active working relationship. They're constantly with each other on jobs. Michael Caine is in here as pretty much the coach for how to be a supermodel. Candice Bergen is in there as Kathy, the person running the pageant. And then William Shatner is there too as
Famously,
kind of the host.
Famously Candice Bergen, known as Murphy Brown. William Shatner, famously Captain Kirk, and obviously just known as Will Shatner at this point. But
Astronaut.
Noted astronaut. That scene where he's in the vomit comet and Jeff Bezos that went up with him won't even give him the time of day, won't even look at him. I'm just like, man, you deserve so much better, Bill Shatner. Anyway, yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So we open on a flashback of Gracie being on the playground, and she's always been, I would say, of strong character and not willing to shy away from doing things. Like she stuck up for, she broke up like a fight with a bully, and then she had a crush on the boy who she saved, and he rejected her, so she punches him in the nose. So she's kind of always been this way. As an FBI agent, we don't really meet her on the best foot. It's during a job where she stops a mob boss from choking, but in the process, one of the agents who is there at the restaurant ends up getting shot. So she's not doing too well. She gets demoted to like desk duty. She's like having to go run and get a bunch of all the coffees for everyone at the FBI.
Yeah, she did. They put her on fucking foot patrol.
Yeah, like the next day, brutal. So in this world, there is a ongoing terrorist threat that what's it called? The Citizen?
The Citizen, yes, I
the
believe.
Secret Citizen?
I don't think he was this. I think he was just called the Citizen. I think that was his moniker.
Okay. So the FBI get a threat of the Citizen bombing the Miss America pageant that's coming up. And the FBI pretty much is like, and I should say that it's Benjamin Bratt who's kind of heading this case because Sandra Bullock got demoted. Benjamin Bratt's the person who's lead, but he and Sandra Bullock are bouncing ideas off of each other. And because she knows a little bit about this world, not too much, but she is still a woman. She knows far more about femininity than any of these dudes at the FBI. And in short, they end up coming up with the plan of sending her undercover to be the FBI agent there and figure out, like, be there to stop the bombing, figure out if Citizen is there, all of these things. This is when we're introduced, kind of like when the FBI is floating this plan to Kathy Bergen and her assistant, who I think his name was just like Frank.
They also kept talking about how perverted he was, and I think that we have just become so numb.
Frank?
Yeah. I think we've just become so like numb to how perverted people on the internet are. Because I'm like, man, if he's a pervert in this universe, like I don't even want to fucking meet people.
And I'm sorry, why are we letting a known pervert work at the beauty pageant place?
Hey, listen, I am with you.
Of all of the movies that could be on here that could have an unfortunate cameo, I'm surprised it's not this one.
Sure.
Anyway, so they meet with the pageant, and In short, they're like, yeah, you
Excuse
can do
you,
this.
it's a scholarship program.
Right, you're right. It's not an actual pageant, it's a scholarship program. Yes. In short, they're like, okay, who will do it? They're like, oh, Gracie will, and they're like, her. It's funny. I was watching some behind the scenes about this movie afterwards, and the costume designer said that making Sandra Bullock ugly is a challenge. And I think that comes across because like there's so much talk in the first third of this movie about like how slovenly and unattractive Sandra Bullock is, but it's just Sandra Bullock in every shot.
I think that's a testament to her acting because she pulls it off. When she's eating that steak or whatever, I mean, she went ham on that thing. I guess she didn't really eat the steak. They probably just pulled in a steak that was eaten, but you know what I'm saying.
I think it's less the act of her eating the steak was disgusting, and it's more her actual plate that the steak was on was physically disgusting. I'm looking at it right now. There's ketchup everywhere. There's fried onions. This is like a disgusting... I'm going to send you a picture.
Yeah, and for real, you really can't be, as an adult, eating no steak with no ketchup.
This is just disgusting.
There you go. Let me fill it up. She had like the little steak frites, you know, she got the ketchup on that. Nah, and she was sucking down a beer too. That really sold it too.
So she
they also put Ernie Hudson in evening wear in the middle of this.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. At one point when they were kicking around the idea of sending someone undercover, they have the fucking Grok undress people AI built into their FBI system in 1999, where they're pulling up pictures of people and like pressing a button and it puts them in a revealing dress. So it's like going through and doing this with like Benjamin Bratt and Sandra Bullock, and they're like, oh my gosh, she's hot. And then Ernie Hudson walks in, and Ernie Hudson is their boss at the FBI. But yeah, wild technology prediction coming true in this film. Never would have guessed it.
Yeah. I mean, people are like, well, we'll have like flying cars. It's like, nope. We'll undress women on the internet.
So
that don't want to be undressed, I guess.
Yeah.
The other half of that.
So back to the movie, they meet with the pageant and they're like, oh, we're going to have Sandra Bullock do it. And she's like, oh, really? Well, we got to get you in touch with a professional. So in comes Michael Caine as kind of her coach. And he's pretty much just bashing her like, you are an absolute slob. He's calling her out for chewing with her mouth open. He calls her Dirty Harriet. He's explaining to her how to better walk like a supermodel, which another thing I learned through the behind the scenes is that Michael Caine's wife actually was a beauty queen who came in third at Miss Worlds in 1967.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
So, no, I did not.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, it's game.
So apparently she taught him a bunch of little tricks to incorporate through the filming of this. Like, he was the one who, I guess, taught a lot of the actresses how to walk and to move around and keep their chin parallel to the ground, not looking up or down. So he does a little bit of this here, teaching Sandra Bullock how to walk like a model. We also get a brief cut into the bomber assembling a bomb, and we get like kind of a look at their eye and eyebrow. And if you've been paying any attention to any of the characters so far, it's really apparent who this is. But anyway, they fly to San Antonio, and in the hangar they have a cavalcade of beauty professionals there to glamorize Sandra Bullock, who walks out. And it's like, oh my God, she's hot now. And she has the iconic line of, I am in a dress, I have gel in my hair, I haven't slept all night, I'm starved, and I'm armed. Don't mess with me. And then she falls immediately. Just great delivery.
Yes, and in true FBI fashion, they rented out a hangar for this. Like a whole airplane hangar to give her a blowout. and give her a bikini wax. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Pretty much, yeah. This could have been in like a salon suite.
tell me this is not a situation organized by men. Tell me, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Speaking of organized by men, she has kitted out in her gear, her gadgets. She has a sachet or a sash with like a little pin camera on it. So like whenever she's walking around at the event, there's always like Benjamin Bratt and coworkers just oodling the women who walk by and stuff like that. Once she's like actually at the event, the first thing that kind of goes on is like a brunch, a luncheon type thing. It's largely meeting all of our contestants and whatnot. Really, the only contestant who's of note to the plot is Heather Burns as Miss Rhode Island, Cheryl. Miss Rhode Island is, I think that a lot of the models in this are portrayed as ditzy or airheaded. I think that she is probably leading that charge in terms of how she's portrayed. She is given more to her character. Like she has a background with like animal rights and she's like a genuinely kind person, but it's not the strongest first impression in my opinion when we get to meet her and all of the other girls here. And then we have a lot of stuff of her training and like doing a choreographed dance with all the other women who apparently they all were taught the choreography, but Sandra Bullock wasn't. So her dancing and trying to keep up with them was her genuinely trying to mimic their choreography in the moment.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. She like makes friends with Miss Rhode Island. They sneak drinks together and she's training at night to do all of the to learn how to walk properly. Michael Caine is helping out. Benjamin Bratt's helping out. And all this while, there's maybe some friction, not just like coworker friction, but maybe sexual friction between Sandra Bullock and Ben Bratt. Ooh.
Maybe tension?
Ooh, maybe that too.
Maybe not friction. I mean...
No, friction. Gets real hot.
What? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, friction makes things hot. So anyway... We also see the bomber who has been threatening the scholarship. Shoot, what did you say? What's the exact term that they call it? The scholarship program. Who is the citizens threatening that, putting a bomb in a tiara? Maybe that's foreshadowing what's going to happen. We have like the talent competition. Sandra Bullock plays some wine glasses. She ends up kind of doing an oopsie and tackling a guy who had a gun, but it was literally, it's Texas, so everyone has a gun, and they even make that point. We have a bunch of like just more prep, more her Benjamin Bratt falling in love. Then we have like the swimsuit portion, and which apparently Sandra Bullock fought to get rid of the swimsuit scene because she wanted to try and avoid turning Gracie into a bombshell in any way because she felt she was a character who just scraped by most of the time. But we have like the swimsuit portion, also like the question portion where what's the most important thing in the world, and everyone answers world peace, and then we literally do the 9/11 joke from Family Guy where Sandra Bullock is like harsher violation or harsher punishments for people who violate their parole or
and
probation.
World peace.
And yeah, everyone's really quiet. And world peace, and everyone starts whooping and hollering. We also get the absolutely incredible line of like, what's your ideal date? And she's like, April 25th, because it's not too cold. All you need is a light jacket. It's not too cold, not too hot. Apparently that was an actual line said by a beauty pageant contestant at one point. They included it in the script. But it's a great line. I wish I had thought of it. Sandra Bullock is like really bonding with all of the girls throughout all of this, going out and partying with them. And it's around this time that she gets home from partying at the club with the girlies, and the FBI agents are all pretty much packing up, and Ernie Hudson's there, and he's like, hey, we caught, there's no more risk. We caught the citizen. His DNA, we got him on an unrelated thing. His DNA was found wherever. And Sandra Bullock is like, wait, that's weird. I feel like there's more going on here. She's starting to believe that someone is the person who is threatening the beauty pageant isn't the actual citizen, but maybe is a copycat using the citizen as kind of cover, just pinning it on them. But Ernie Hudson isn't really hearing any of it. Benjamin Bratt is pretty conflicted. Sandra Bullock is
I like my career.
I'm staying here.
I want to have a career. I'm about the job. I want to be on the job for the next 30, 40 years. That's what he says.
Yeah, exactly. So Benjamin Bratt, conflicted, and Sandra Bullock walks away like, I am not leaving. I'm staying here for these girls because I believe their lives are at risk. And that's when we cut to the real mastermind behind this. The whole time, it was a copycat. Except it's not just one person. It's two people. It's Kathy Bergen and her pervert son. Candace Bergen and her pervert son, Frank.
It's
a reveal that it's that he is her son as opposed to just the assistant. And he's like, but Mom, they caught the citizen. We have no one to pin it on. And she's like, we get tons of hate mail from extremist groups. We'll just pin it on one of them. So we don't quite know their motivation at this point, but it's like getting to be the final day of the event. And Sandra Bullock is like, I'm still going out there and I'm going to do this without the FBI. That's something important that I've guessed we failed to mention is that the FBI, in putting her through the competition, they are rigging the competition so she can stay in the competition and stay around. And it's like supposed to be this big thing where I feel like early on they're like, yeah, we're gonna have one of our guys as a judge, so you will make it through every elimination. I feel like the elimination was only like at nearly the very end, so it's like I don't think you needed to rig the competition in her favor. Am I missing something there,
No,
CJ?
I think they fucked that whole part of the plot line up. So there's 50 of them, right? Because 50 states.
Right.
They get down to 10 in the last, I don't know, hour or last 10 minutes of the movie, and then within the last 5, they get down to 5, and then they get down from there further to 2 to 1, right? So literally, it's like, oh, we'll get you to the top 10, and that's it. It's like, and then after all the rest of the women get kicked out of the competition, they do a big dance number in their bathing suits. So after they all get kicked out of the competition, there's a whole dance number in their bathing suits off screen. It's like, okay, except for the 10 that are going on, I don't know. It was weird.
We just need something to kill time while we're doing stuff backstage.
Yeah. At some point, they realize that Hervey-Pervy Frankie Wanky is the son, and Michael Caine, not a lot of people know that, and Benjamin Bratt are like, we gotta get away from the airport. And they run back.
Yeah. Benjamin Bratt and Michael Caine, they're leaving, and they're like, no, we gotta go back and help. Sandra Bullock is still helping out the girls while she's trying to make her way through this competition. She helps convince Miss Rhode Island to use fire batons for her baton twirling act, which something that I also learned watching the behind the scenes is that I guess the fire baton twirling was actually really tough to do on set, because if they twirled the batons too fast, the liquid would spray out on you, and you would catch fire.
Yeah, because one of the difficulties of using fire in productions like that is people are like, oh, you just toss fire. If you just light a stick on fire and throw it, you know what happens? The stick goes out. So you have
Yeah.
to constantly maintain the source of a flammable liquid, like a flamethrower type situation, which just makes it very difficult. So if you ever see a movie, I'm telling this to the audience, by the way. If you ever see a movie where someone throws like something on fire, 99% of the time they doused it in kerosene before they threw it, because there's no way it would just go out in midair.
And similarly, a lot of times if you're having like an object be on fire, it's like it almost looks like petroleum jelly. Some of these materials that they use that will catch a flame but keep the person or thing that it's on insulated. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, they keep going with the competition, and it's like they already did a talent show portion in the middle of the competition, like way earlier, days ago, but they have it again in the finals. And so Sandra Bullock's thing is the water glass, like the wine water glasses where you rub your rings,
what a
your
dumb
finger
talent.
on the ring. So apparently she got the idea of having this be her talent from a guy that she saw on Venice Boulevard. He was playing Laura's theme, or she got the idea from him whenever she plays in the talent show portion in this. She's playing Laura's theme from Dr. Zhivago. But anyway, it's all set up backstage, and she's like going to it, and oh no, all of the other models were really thirsty after a dance number and were all drinking the water.
They knew
So now
exactly
her
what they
talent
were
is
doing.
ruined.
They sabotaged her
Right?
on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely sabotaged her. And is this before or after the top 10, Elim?
This is after, because only the top 10 did the thing. Well, let me
Okay.
just put this in perspective, right? So they go from hating each other. Then the FBI is like, you need to do girl talk to get them to talk. She comes back with pizza and beer. This is before they all hang out. And then, like, the people that she met on the bus are like, we're all going to be friends now. And they all go out drinking and whatever. Rhode Island turns out was assaulted. And all that, and then they get closer, right? And then, the next day is when the FBI pulls out, and she shows up to the makeup room in her robe, like, all right, is this the lipstick? And she pulls out like a compact, and it's like, they're like, oh, honey, and then they start getting her ready. So like, oh, bonding. Then those ruthless fucking hens fucking drink her water.
All about sisterhood, only to immediately turn around and stab her in the back, setting our girl up just to watch her fall.
Yeah, I was like, God
Cutthroat.
damn.
That's really funny.
Tommy, I promise I'll never drink water out of your glass.
Oh, I love that. That's a bumper sticker. I'll never drink water out of your glass. So
buy it now on the
makes
Okie
it-
Dokie merch store.
Oh, yeah, with all of our other bumper stickers we've had people call out over the years.
People are bad.
So we go from the top 10 down to the top 5. When Miss New York gets eliminated from the top 10, she has this great moment where she starts storming forward, and she's like, I just want all the lesbians out there to know if I can make it to the top 10, so can you. And her girlfriend in the audience pops up, and she's like, I love you. It's a great little moment, especially because I feel like the humor of it isn't played for like what I feel like could be or often was in these homophobic times of like, haha, it's funny because she's lesbian. I think just like the general derangement of the interruption in general is pretty funny, especially with Sandra Bullock like clapping and wooing in support after. So good moment. But we get down to the final 5, which is then they all get asked one final interview question, and Sandra Bullock gives a really nice answer about, all of these girls that she's found friendship in and how they're there for each other.
And if anyone ever does anything to my girls, I will kill them. I will find them and I will kill them.
Yes, I forgot about that aspect. She like really lays it on thick. But it's kind of while they're backstage before the crowning, the final crowning, that she kind of has a brain blast moment, because the crown was being held by the crown bearer, and the Karen, or what's her name? God damn it, Candice Bergen. Yes, Candice Bergen is like, oh, we need our prop master to shine this. So she has Frank, her pervert son, go and swap it out for the explosive crown. So when Sandy hears that the crown is missing, when another girl's like, I wanted to rub it for luck, she's like, oh, that's it. The crown. It's the crown. And she like starts running away, like she's starting to get ushered on stage. And then we have like the entire crowning thing, and while it's going on, Benjamin Bratt is chasing around Frank like backstage and above stage, because Frank has the detonator, and the whole elimination is going on, and Sandra Bullock comes in second to Miss Rhode Island, but she's like trying to wrestle the tiara away from Miss Rhode Island, and Miss Rhode Island thinks that it's an act of jealousy, but it's not. She's eventually able to get the crown, wrestle the crown off her, and
she has to punch Miss Texas in the face.
Yeah, it just completely devolves. She rips the crown off Miss Rhode Island, and she's like sitting there screaming, sobbing like the Boo from Monsters Inc. meme. And Sandra Bullock yeets the crown. It explodes. Candice Bergen detonates it while it's like up on the giant Statue of Liberty set piece that I could have sworn was on stage the entire time. But when Sandra Bullock throws it, I feel like she throws it. Oh no, she's throwing it back. I see. I felt like she was throwing it over the...
Damn, bitch. You go,
I felt
girl.
like she was throwing it over the audience. Anyway, so that they successfully foiled this plot. They get arrested. She and Benjamin Bratt end up doing a big ol' smooch 'em up. And then Benjamin Bratt and Michael Caine trick her into...
me. You wanna
You think I'm
hug.
gorgeous. Yeah. You want to love me. You want to smooch
You
me.
wanna date me. Yeah.
Yeah. I love all that part. So
that was some
in the
Dora
morning,
the Explorer shit that you just did. I like that part.
What? Yeah, I like that. What do you want me to say?
No, I just your delivery, the way you said it,
So yeah, she gets tricked into coming to the brunch the next morning, where she is crowned or dubbed the Miss Congeniality. She is the one who best embodies the friendship and the sisterhood of this competition, and the support for each other, and just what it means to be in these competitions. And she gives this nice speech to the girls, all the ladies, and at the end says she really does wish for world peace. And that's pretty much the end of Miss Congeniality. CJ,
Hi.
tell me about it.
You just did the whole recap.
Yeah, so tell me about it.
Tell you about what?
Did it hold up?
Okay. I had a conversation with two people. One who was a fan of the movie when it came out, and one who had a special meaning to in a different way. And so my relationship with the movie beforehand was, and I think I said this is to me the movie that you would see on TNT or USA or whatever channel it was, because this is a syndication movie in the 2000s. This is like, for me, it has the same vibe as, and I'm not equating these two, I hope you'll get what I'm saying, like Twisters. Or Twister. Remember Twister? It was always on TBS or TNT. And I would compare it to Harry Potter, except Harry Potter is probably the only movie that anyone gives a shit about for the licensing rights, because people still like it's on like 6 different channels now. Like the Harry Potter film rights. My mom has watched Harry Potter every single weekend for like 10 years now. Okay? Like, it's just ridiculous. But it just like, it has that energy to it. It's just like, oh, like this is the syndicated film genre, right? This is just what it is. And that's what it had been to me. That's what I associated with it. So for me, I don't know that it wasn't necessarily that it had to live up to something in my brain or I had to stand up to something insofar as I was comparing it to something that I didn't have a high opinion of. And I actually think I walked away from it thinking higher of it than I think I did before. I think I would just rewatch this movie because I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, the movie is fun. The movie is funny.
Yeah.
So I talked to my mom, who really likes the movie. And my mom's not a fan of all the movies that we pick for the podcast. She has given some suggestions over the years that we've done this. And, you know, we have taken some and not others. And I'll leave it at that for now.
Hey, she got Renaissance Man on the show, okay? She can wait a while before getting another one.
She did. Well, listen, I got Renaissance Man on the show. We're not gonna blame my mom for that. So, but you know, like legitimately, like you know, she really liked the movie, and so I kind of was like, all right, now how am I gonna, you know, how is that gonna come back to me? What is my relationship gonna be? Because I told her we were gonna watch that one, and she got really excited. I'm like, okay. Now, how does this translate to my enjoyment of the movie? And I think this is one time where I think we're all on the same page. It's a good film, and I don't find anything particularly objectionable about it. I think some of the physical contact of it is a little blasé for this day and age. I think,
yeah,
and just to touch on it quick. What I'm talking about is there's a scene when they're in like a gym setting where, you know, you're talking about Dirty Harriet. One of the ways they have to establish that she's Dirty Harriet is they have her basically beat up Benjamin Bratt. Mm-hmm. They have her do like a scissor headlock and she flips her over. But in that scene, he slaps her on the ass twice. Right?
And I think there's another scene where he slaps. Maybe I'm just combining these two or separating them into another one. I could have sworn there was another scene separate of this where there's some ass slapping.
There's, for 2026, where the standard, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, is why don't you keep your fucking hands to yourself?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, like, where the standard is about 0 ass slaps per film.
Listen, I just, like, you know, we're products of different generations. And
yeah,
times will change, and things that are okay, whatever now, or whatever. I feel like there are movies that are older that have aged better because of their just general composition and their general, like, attitude, right? Like, or, like, they play up how, like, this is not the right thing. Like, this is wrong. And it's a little uncomfortable. And listen, it's not for me to... And maybe it's not for me to say what makes me uncomfortable, what doesn't make me uncomfortable. But ultimately... I think it didn't age as well as I had thought it was going to age, especially going into this, where the only thing that I knew was that you had picked this because of a joke from Shrinking, a show that I like. Now, I talked to 2 people, and I do want to talk about what they shared with me. My mom really did like it, and she liked it at the time, and she liked it later, and I kind of talked about her a little bit. There was another person I talked to who's a friend of mine, and she is trans, and one of the things that she identified to me was, and this is sort of one of the things I talked about in the beginning, is, you know, this was sort of one of her egg moments, right? Just like, putting a visual to a feeling that she didn't fully understand at the time, but the idea that, like, hey, you can change, like, what you look like, who you are, and, like, people will view you differently, right? We don't have to have a bigger, longer conversation about gender dysphoria or dysmorphia, because I don't know that this podcast is the best place for that. But I guess what I wanted to convey is one of the things that I think is always, and it's, and I mentioned this in the beginning, it's the meme factor, right? It's the trope factor, and how, like, I mean, we even said it's like some lipstick, a bikini wax, and a dress, and some hair gel, and she went from Dirty Harry to Sandra Bullock, right? It's but that had an effect on somebody. That made that moment connected with somebody in a tangible, real way in her life. And you don't know who is going to find your art, when they're going to find it, how they're going to react to it. But I wanted to put words to that idea because it's easy for other people to say, oh, well, this is dumb because X, Y, and Z. You're beautiful just the way you are. You don't need hair gel. You don't need a dress. You don't need, an eyebrow wax or whatever. You don't need a bikini wax. But I think, like, oh, this was a moment where this person, she learned something about herself, and this was her exposure moment. Everyone has to have a first time that something happens for them, right? So,
Right.
There you go. I wanted to share that.
Thank you for sharing
again,
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to you, friend. Thank you for allowing me to share your story with the audience. I did get express permission for any consent queens out there.
Which, probably not a consent queen in sight at the script supervision stage with the slapping we were talking about.
No, definitely no consent on the slap. I think consent left the room, took a vacation, came back and was like, "Oh, you already filmed this. This is already in the can. We can't get this on the cutting room floor. This is a favorite of someone at the studio. The test audience really liked it. Oh, fuck. Okay, I guess it's in the movie."
Yeah. And, like, just, I know that we talked a little, like I mentioned or alluded to briefly, like, the year 2000 doesn't sound too long ago, but, 26 years ago is a very long time, especially with just cultural and societal shifts.
Pre-9/11.
Pre-9/11, that changed everything.
Yeah.
I'm saying it all the time that I don't
changed
trust
everything.
Yeah. I've been saying that I don't trust people born after 9/11 because they just don't get it. But,
yeah. That all those movies where they just run up to the gate.
Yeah. They would never understand.
Home Alone 2 can't happen post 9/11. It is fundamentally built on an idea that is impossible post 9/11.
Yeah, and that's why it just doesn't make sense to the kids born in 2010.
Doesn't make sense.
CJ, you're always talking to kids born in 2010, right?
See, why do you go ahead and say shit like that? You're the one talking about fucking diapers, all right? And somehow you get no scrutiny. Gosh. I get all the scrutiny.
What? Where? What are you talking about? What scrutiny are you getting?
I'm just saying. They're coming for me.
Who is there?
You know who they are. They know who they are. I'm going to be on GDQ Hotfix. This podcast will be long out by the time that I've done it, but you can check out the VOD on GDQ's channel.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm going to be on GDQ Hotfix for Pokemon Day.
Oh, nice. Doing what?
I'm going to be doing commentary for our friend Quo. He is doing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I have been asked to do commentary.
Nice. That'll be cool.
Yeah. And so when you say things like I talk to a lot of kids born after 2010, it hurts my chances. Right? I'm not Tomato Anus, okay? I don't get brand deals with anus in my name. I got to work on it the hard way.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of the hard way, CJ. Bananas. Do you remember the bananas in this movie?
Okay. I do remember that there were bananas. By the way, I have a banana story for you that I just remembered. Some fucking dick at the goddamn grocery store. I asked if they had any greener bananas, and the guy said, "Why would you want that?" He goes, "There's some nice yellow ones right there." I said, "Yeah, I know. I don't want yellow bananas. I want green bananas." And he goes,
Yeah, it's
"Why
disgusting.
would you want that?"
Yeah.
It's not disgusting. It's how I like my bananas. Anyway.
They're so bitter. Oh my gosh.
What do you mean? They're not bitter.
So bitter. Yeah, green bananas are so bitter. Unripe. Ooh.
I don't know how to use the word ripe in conversation.
Because you don't know what a ripe fruit is since you eat your bananas when they're all green. Dark green.
Okay, so do you have the photo? Do you have a photo of these bananas?
I have a photo of the bananas from the movie,
All right,
yes.
send me a picture of the bananas. Okay.
I just sent it in our show chat, and
Okay.
I can share these on Discord.
Yeah, when the episode comes out.
If anyone is
No,
not
those
in the
are
Discord
too
server,
gone. Those are too
No,
far gone.
Not at all. These are like the perfect spots.
They had to do that. Was a reshoot day.
Not at all. CJ, I want to inform you. This banana, to the general populace, that is like a perfectly ripe banana.
It's black.
No, it's not. It has brown striping to it. In one spot.
What are you, fucking Bert? What are you, Bert and Ernie?
The perfect banana.
I don't need brown striping.
Yeah, but a perfect banana in ripeness has a little bit of brown to it.
No,
like brown speckles. Like here, I'm gonna send you another.
Speckles
picture.
is one thing. Look at that thing.
Look at that.
That thing's shorted.
That's like the only brown on the banana. That's totally good. That's totally good.
No, you are out of your fucking mind.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. Okay. You sent me the tech. Okay, listen.
I just sent you another picture. This is a scale of banana. This banana in the photo of the movie, would you agree that is the second to last banana there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfectly great banana to eat. Yes.
I won't eat past the fourth banana.
You won't eat past the fourth banana?
Yeah. I got some bananas over the weekend, and they're starting to look a little like 3, and I'm getting worried.
See, to me, I won't eat one if it's below 4.
From left to right, number 1, I'll go hard on some number 1.
No, never in my life. I would vomit.
Number 2, really good.
I could force myself through number 2. It wouldn't be fun, though.
Number 2 is like my preference. Nice, firm, got that little taste in your mouth. Good. That's a good banana. Number 3.
Yeah, it has a little bit of the taste of what the rest of the banana is to come when the banana is actually really good.
You can't ruin this for me. You can't ruin bananas for me.
Number 3 is that I'll eat a number 3. But if it's my own bananas, I'm letting it sit to number 4.
1, 2, and 3 for me.
No. I would say 4 and 5 ideally. 3, 4, 5 most ideally. What number 6? That one's too far gone. That's banana bread territory.
Number 6 is banana bread territory, and that is the only thing that you and I could possibly agree on in this conversation.
Yeah, you have the wackest banana taste.
Excuse you.
The most whack.
Excuse you. I thought we were friends.
I said what I said. I said what I said.
I said what I said, and I stand by it to the death. Just for the record books, what did you say?
Yeah, what did you say, CJ?
Green bananas are good bananas. I don't think that it's that controversial.
I think it's wildly controversial.
You would. You would think it's wildly controversial.
How about this? Do you have any other wildly controversial takes for Miss Congeniality?
Other than the bananas?
Yeah.
Well, I think that they did, I I think Miss Nebraska getting into the top 5 was out of fucking nowhere.
Oh my God. Yeah. What was up with that? She was hardly in the film before there. And
I was not a
cutting
fan.
They
cut girls on the bus.
They're cutting girls that we've had multiple scene with in favor of fucking Miss Lincoln, Ohio.
I thought Nebraska was suddenly in it. I thought she was in on it.
The only time you include out of nowhere contender like that is if they've got a real shot.
Yeah, I was like, were we back on the wrong horse? Like, obviously, and it was the Forrest Gump thing, right? Oh, you sit down, whoever you sit down next to on the bus, that's your best friend. So we knew that as soon as she sat down, that was going to be her best friend. But also, she brought her cocoa. I mean, that was pretty sweet. It did wake up Miss Texas, but you know, Miss Texas needed to be woken up.
I just can't believe it.
Well, start believing it, sir. Start believing it.
Never. Speaking of believable, though, CJ, favorite performances?
Oh, I really like Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, she carries this.
It's a shame that her Oscar-winning performance is The Blind Side, which is why we have to fix history. We have to go fix the timeline. Very serious about that. I have 2 spreadsheets going to fix this.
Okay.
We're gonna figure this out. I don't have good answers right now. Some people are probably gonna win other awards that aren't Oscars. Just forewarned is forewarned.
Okay.
You know, we're gonna have to rely on people winning new awards, okay? Some young people are gonna have to get some new get theirs off the glass, you know, I don't know what to tell you. We gotta fix this for Sandra. You know? I know she was in A Time to Kill, but that's not, you know, she wasn't really in a Time to Kill.
No. So I'm with you. Sandra, I think, she's so good in this. She, in my mind, when I think of leading women from 90s, early 2000s who can carry a role or a film comedically, she comes to my mind first, especially for her physical comedy. She, I think, just really throws herself into, like, she does a great fall, you know?
Oh, yeah.
She does a great stumbling and falling. She does a great getting hit by something and falling over.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, she's very likable. Easy to like Sandra Bullock.
Very easy. And the behind the scenes stuff that I was watching, like Benjamin Bratt and Michael Caine, I could have sworn half of the interviews that I saw with them, they were just spending the entire time talking about how much they love Sandra Bullock and how incredibly smart she is and how she's just the nicest person. So I think that comes through a lot on screen. She's just very magnetic.
People that like a short list of celebrities that I would be genuinely crushed if they turned out to be shitbags. She's one of them.
Who else is on there?
Oh, Pedro Pascal.
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina Carpenter right now.
Tiger Woods.
No, shut up. You're gonna get me killed. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, if Jason Sudeikis turned out to be an asshole, I would literally cry. Like,
oh, have I got news for you? Don't Google the Jason Sudeikis 2008 water slide incident in Toledo, Ohio.
Is this a Sandra Bullock fact that you just threw at me? Or is this a real thing?
Google it. Jason Sudeikis.
I'm not doing this.
2000. What did I say? 2010? 2008 water slide accident, Toledo, Ohio. See, it was auto-completing. In accident, even auto-completed. Wow. Oh, man. And there's the photos. Oh, jeez. This is horrible.
You're horrible. Why are you doing
oh,
this to me?
my gosh.
If Ted
CJ,
Lasso
don't look
turned
this
out to be a
up.
piece of shit, I'd be so sad.
Oh my gosh. And oh my gosh, the video's even worse. Jason Sudeikis 2008 water slide accident, Toledo, Ohio. Oh my gosh. CJ, don't look this up.
Why? Why are you doing this? Why are you like this?
Don't look this up.
No, stop it.
For Sandra Bullock, though, she was talking in one of the interviews that, speaking of like her physical comedy, she said that she herself is very clumsy day to day. So when they were writing this, I believe they had her in mind, or like she was already attached. They really tried to lean into and incorporate her tripping and falling and stuff into the physical comedy of Gracie. She said that she had an easier time with doing all of the action beats, though, like the crown wrestling and all of the stunt work. She had an easier time with that than all of the runway walking and high heel stuff she had to do. Which I think, comes through clean.
Yeah, I agree.
I also really like Michael Caine in this. I'm not the biggest Michael Caine fan in general.
Okay, interesting. Expound. Please explain.
I think he certainly has great performances, but he feels like the kind of person to me who most of his performances are pretty similar to. I feel as though people elevate him to this pedestal where they love him because he is one of our old working actors who has a unique voice, like I put him in the same camp as like Morgan Freeman, where people are like, I love them, and it's like, oh, it's just because they're old and they have a fun voice. I think that there's a lot of
but Michael Caine is a good actor. Like
he is, and he has great performances and everything. But like, I don't know. I don't consider myself a fan of him to where I'll watch anything he's in and be like, gosh, that Michael Caine.
No. Yeah, I hear you on that.
I just feel as though he gets overhyped at times, But I like them a lot in this. It's a very fun role in having him be, because like I feel like he is often this sidekick role. Like, we've seen him as Alfred. He's in Interstellar. He's often like the mentor to these people, like very much what we are familiar with, like The Prestige. He is a mentor role. It's what we experience him in, living in the age that we live in. It was fun to see him in that type of role, but for something like a niche subculture like this. Like, yeah, I'm used to him being the know-it-all about a topic, but Michael Caine coming in and knowing everything about the world of like just the crafting a champion at a beauty pageant, just really fun. Specifically, my favorite
opportunity.
Sorry, yes, the scholarship opportunity. I think my favorite individual moment is right when Sandra Bullock realizes that the crown is the bomb, and they're getting ushered off stage. She's getting like kind of pulled away from him, and she's like, it's the crown, it's the crown. And he's like, yes, it is. You can taste it now. Wear the crown. Be the crown. You are the crown.
Yes.
It's really fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
How about you? Anyone else you wanted to call out, or anything more with those two?
No, I think that there's like they do try a little bit to hint that he's gay, and that he may have eyes for Benjamin Bratt, and
he makes a pass at Benjamin Bratt.
Yeah, and that Benjamin Bratt is very uncomfortable about it, and it's a whole thing and whatever. Because this is a mid-2000s movie, and we just can't have people being people. We gotta do the thing. But, I thought, aside from that one joke, they didn't really do too much with it. And it was good. I mean, I thought he was good. I thought he Man, I don't know who else would be that character. I guess is something I was thinking about. Like, if not Michael Caine, then who else do I put in there?
Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, that's it. Oh God, can you imagine?
Yeah, that's why I said him.
Yeah, yeah, that's why I said it. Oh God, yeah. So I don't know. I really like those two roles. Candice Bergen was good. I mean, I liked Murphy Brown. That was a Nick at Night watch for me when I was a kid. But like her voice is very memorable for me. So seeing her be like a villain was cool. That was a cool character for her to fall in. The whole pretense of like I'm gonna blow up some young girl because they're firing me was like,
oh my gosh, yeah. We never talked about the motivation.
Yeah, or lack thereof. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess what was the motivation?
That she's going to get fired at the end of the season because they want a newer, hipper show. And so she's like, I'm going to blow them up as like revenge.
So it's strictly a revenge plot?
Yeah, I don't think she's expecting to keep her job after detonating somebody. I think maybe it'll be like, oh, well, we need you to stay for stability or something, but I don't know. I think it was like payback for making her like, she did it for 25 years. It's her pageant. And, you know, she even says that at the end. She's like, it's my pageant. No, it's not your pageant. It's a scholarship opportunity. She's like, whatever. You know, like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the villain role of this is pretty hollow.
Yeah, I mean, it's more about, they get Bigfoot to prom, right? That's the gag. And then the actual like crime being committed takes a back seat. This is not a well thought out conspiracy.
Put it down in the record, CJ referring to Sandra Bullock as Bigfoot.
Oh my god. Sandra, I love you. Okay. I mean, I have no other defense against you at this point. I just have to speak my truth.
Well, how about we play a little defense with figuring out whether or not this was the better part in our duology on people getting up on stage.
What was the last movie we watched before this?
La La Land.
Ooh. You know, there was a bigger stage in this one. This one was more about being on stage. The other ones were figuratively about being on stage. And then there was a small stage at the end. I'm going to say this one does better because there's more stages. There's a higher there's a direct correlation to more stage. There's a higher stage coefficient. How about that?
Well, I do think the stage coefficient in La La Land is pretty high because, anytime Seb is performing in public, he's on a stage, which he does perform a lot in that. Emma Stone goes up on stage for her one-man show. And I think that she is on the figurative stage of stardom by the end. So
yeah, see, that's a figurative stage. I'm thinking literal stage. What do you have for me on the literal stage?
I don't know. It's tough. Because it's also very much about the dreams of being on stage, right?
Hey, listen. The FBI has a bunch of staging areas.
You're right. But do you get up on a stage area?
Well, I don't know how you like to stage, but the way I do it.
Okay. I think that I might personally be on Team La La Land for this one. That's okay. We can be divided. We can be a house divided on this subject. We have been in the past.
Have we?
Yeah, once or twice we've disagreed. This is not one that we keep track of in Tominio's ledger, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and disagree then.
Okay. Well,
healthy
gonna
disagreement.
take a tally off of I'm rubbing a tally off of the tally I keep on the wall for how much I like you.
Oh God. How many tallies until you uninvite me to your wedding?
Oh, see, I don't like revealing that because I got to keep you in suspense. I don't want you to rest on your laurels for a bit. I can't reveal.
Okay, good. Well, at least I
Gotta
didn't...
keep you on edge.
Yeah. That's fine.
So, what genre do we consider this to be?
Okay. So, comedy.
Yes, first and foremost, right?
Yes, first and foremost. But then, is there a secondary genre that even makes sense?
To me, the one that makes most sense, that's not saying I would necessarily put it down. I'd love to hear what you have to say, is action.
Does have some action. I'm not saying it doesn't. But there are a lot of comedies that have action that I wouldn't think of as action comedies, and I think this one might be a cusper.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I could say, does the action in the movie help drive the plot of the movie? Because the comedy of the movie drives the plot of the movie, but does the action of the movie drive the plot of the movie? I guess it does.
So I have the film up and I'm skimming through this timeline and breaking down the action moments in this. I mean, of course we get her punching the boy on the playground. We start off on an action beat. But we have the opening bust on the mobster. You know, there's a bit of action there. But then we don't really have any action other than her and Benjamin Bratt sparring. At the talent show where she tackles the dude, I would say feel like it'd be hard strapped to call that action. It's really only the very end, the kerfuffle with the crown and Benjamin Bratt chasing the dude in the wrestling for the gun.
Yeah, okay. I'll say this is action comedy. I'm okay with that. That seems okay. That seems fine. That seems fair.
Okay, so comedy top, build, action second.
Yes, this is and maybe for the sake of the English language, it would be described as an action comedy, but I think it's primarily a comedy film.
Yeah.
Because even the action is played for laughs. It's not fucking Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Which is also played for laughs, but, you know.
All right, CJ. Could you have done a Miss Congeniality?
Okay. I like to think I could have.
Yeah?
I can definitely fall in heels. That's definitely something I can do. I got that. I can definitely get somebody shot, which is like the setup to me getting into the scholarship opportunity.
Right.
Yep.
Could you have... What would you have done for your talent?
Ooh. Well, I can't do... I don't know if self-defense would have really been my racket. Or what'd she do? The spoons? No, the water glasses.
Right.
I don't know if I could do the water glasses. If I needed a beauty pageant talent, I would think maybe I could, I'd probably tell jokes.
Yeah, you're going to do a type 5?
A type 5? Yeah, I think I could do that.
All right, what do you open with?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
Yeah. Boo, tell a joke already.
I wasn't ready. I didn't have any material.
I'm waiting for some crowd work.
Don't heckle me.
Hey, you want to tell jokes? You gotta, the spotlight's real bright, CJ.
Is there ever, you know how, some people go to court and they get put in contempt of court? Is there
don't know. You tell us. You're the comedian.
All right, you're not even letting me get my material out. It's like, I don't even think that that's really a thing. Isn't it? It's really just open contempt of court, right? Everyone's kind of contemptuous about being at court.
I don't know. I've never been to court.
All
Just
right.
having a full conversation with the heckler.
I'm not.
Okay.
You're having a conversation with me.
So, yeah. So the talent show, you
And
would do
then it's
comedy.
rigged
I
to the
like
top
it.
10.
Right.
Right.
You're.
So
into,
I'm
yes, you're
guaranteed
put straight
to. I'm
in.
guaranteed to finish a top 10.
So I guess the question is, would you be able to solve this this case? Stop the bomb.
All she needed to figure out was that the guy was the son. And that she was getting fired, which the big clue came at a bar during girls' night, which I feel like I could have retrieved that information.
How was it again that she put it together?
She found out that her first pageant win came after the run. She was the runner-up, and she only got the win because the winner got sick or something. She had found that out from one of the other contestants.
Right. Oh, and didn't Michael Caine kind of mention in passing that the pervert guy is the pervert son, actually?
He mentioned that to Ben Bratt, but not to her.
Okay.
So I feel like, I can figure that out.
Okay.
I can put those things together.
Okay. I'm with you.
So,
I'm with you.
and then I don't even have to win the pageant. And then are you asking me if I could punch a woman in the face and
Willingly? CJ, all right, let me ask.
Nope.
Would you
I'm
willingly
not
punch a woman in the face?
to stop her from blowing up? Yes. To stop her from blowing up? Yes. I would punch a... I'm not going to finish that thought. I would punch somebody in the face to stop them from blowing up.
Oh, it doesn't matter if it's a woman. You would punch a child.
To stop them from being blown up? Yes, I would punch a child in the face. And I don't feel like that's controversial.
Wow. CJ would risk punching a child so hard that they might die just to save them from an explosion.
Yes,
Messed
you're
up.
goddamn right. That's not controversial. All right, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
feel like
all right, CJ.
You know what? I feel
I'm
like
with ya.
we've been doing this for a while, right? The could CJ have done it?
Yeah.
So when do we have this for all 50?
Yeah. Well, all 43.
All
Sorry,
43.
45.
Okay.
44.
I think it'd
Going
be
down
fun.
by the moment.
I think it'd be fun if at like a milestone episode like 50, we had somebody go through, like, I don't know if it's Jade. I'm not trying to sign Jade up for stuff she doesn't want to do, but we have someone go through and give their opinion on if they think I could do it. If I could do all the ones that I said I could do.
Oh, okay, so who would be the person we would get for this? Like Dayman?
We could do that. It could be anybody. I just I didn't want to sign
Jade?
Yeah, it could be Jade. I didn't want to sign Jade up, but Jade was the person that immediately came to mind. I didn't want to I didn't want to volunteer told somebody to do something.
Like how you voluntold her to watch Leprechaun 4 in space.
I didn't tell her to do that.
Yeah, you did.
When did I do that?
In our Zombieland episode.
I have no memory.
Wow.
All right, put the moment in
Contempt
the
of
podcast.
court.
Put the moment in the podcast where I said that right here. I feel like they gotta call him Lubdan at some point.
Hey, my source says that he is only referred to as an alien, never a leprechaun.
Okay, can we get a third party arbitration after the podcast is over?
Sure, I'll be the third party.
No. Not you, never you. Jade.
So are you requesting that Jade watches Leprechaun 4 in space?
I mean, if it comes up.
Wow, CJ. Wow, I can't believe you said that.
Wow. Okay, maybe I did say that.
Oh, CJ, is Miss Congeniality okie dokie?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would like broadcast it as like having held up, but I would definitely watch this on my own again.
Okay.
What about you? What do you think?
Would I watch it again? Yeah. Does it make a great, like you said, syndication film? Yeah. Is this a bar that I think most streaming films today should try and clear? Yeah, because this is a good film made for that, that environment. It's not trying. It knows what it is, and it does a good job at being that. That said, I don't know. I had a good time, but I can't say I walked away being like, wow, that was great. That was a hoot and a half. Like, I'm like, yeah, it was all right. It was okay. There were moments I liked. There were moments I didn't like. And I think similar to previous decisions, I'm kind of falling on the fence with this. And if I'm not feeling overwhelmingly this was okie dokie, I think I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Again, not to say I didn't have a good time or I didn't enjoy it, because I did. But maybe this will be one that when we look back at year's end, talking about if there's any judgments we would potentially flip, maybe this would be one that I would flip on. I don't know. Maybe it just depends on the day, but that's how I'm feeling right now.
Are the flips binding?
I don't think we've ever actually done a flip and made it binding because, I've gone on record saying I would flip Armageddon, but we have not actually done so.
Okay. Yeah. And listen, I agree with you. I think we're basically in the same spot and we just broke in two different directions.
Yeah.
Because I do think most films, I think this is a really good bar for what a movie should be. Like, if this is a 7.5, which I don't think is, crazy to give this a 7.5. I don't think most streaming movies that come out are better than this.
See, when you say this is a 7.5, I have questions because we rate things differently. Because for me, 5 out of 10 is perfectly middle of the road average.
For me, 7 is the average. 7 is fine.
See, I don't like that. So for me, it's this is to me a 2.5, maybe a 3.
Well, the only difference is that you're using a 5 point. Oh, you're using 5 out of 10, and
yeah,
are you using?
Yeah. So this is a 5, maybe a 6.
I don't know. I think if we were to use a 5-point scale, where is it on a 5-point scale? Is it a 2.5?
2.5, maybe a 3.
Yeah, I think it's a 2.5, 3. I know
but that's
that
more of a 5 or a 6, though. In
my mind, a 7 is the average, but a 2.5, 3 on a 5-point scale is the average.
Okay.
Doesn't
make sense, but I'm with you.
Listen, it's my opinion. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody but me.
Okay, I hear you.
But yeah, so great. Tommy.
Yeah.
You had approached me about sneaky...
Not yet.
Not yet?
First, we have to go to
the rec room.
Yeah, baby.
All right, so I felt bad because you mocked me last week, and I deserved it. But I genuinely just really don't have time, and I really feel bad about it, but, I'm doing my best, okay? I have a lot of stuff going on, and but I was like, okay, this week I'm actually going to have suggestions. I'm going to go out of my way to figure out how to have suggestions. So I have suggestions.
Okay.
All right. So I have 2 suggestions. The first suggestion is librarian, tidy up the Arcane Library. I got this game last night and played it until 4 a.m. I woke up today on my day off and did another run. And I'm going to go back and do all the achievements, one of which is to do it without any magic, which greatly speeds up the game. So basically the premise is you're in a 3D space, you are in a library, a small one-room library, and a fairy has come in and knocked all of the books off the shelves. 3,072 books off of 400 bookshelves, okay? And you are in charge. You are the librarian. The wizard, Merlin, has locked you in the library, and you are not allowed to leave until all the books are put back on the shelves in the
Frickin'
correct
Merlin.
order on the correct bookshelves. So this is some people's definition of their nightmare. This is catharsis manifest for me. I can't think of a better idea for a game for me. I am someone that really, really liked Power Wash Sim. I actually saw somebody the other day playing this game as like a Facebook clip. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And I went to go add it to my Steam wishlist, but I was on my phone, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm not going to get to it. I'll do it in the morning, and then I forgot. And it was actually my friend Shuli, who I don't think actually liked the game, but she booted it up, and I saw that she was playing this game, and I'm like, oh, that's right. I wanted to play this game. I should go figure out how to, like, where the game is. Like, I want to play the game. So, I bought it last night. Like I said, I've already played through 2 whole runs of it. It's not really a game where you play through run multiple times, but it's just that relaxing for me. It's very relaxing to me.
It sounds a bit like the game about digging a hole. Have you looked that up?
You are not the first person to make that comparison to me, and someone has told me to buy that, and I completely understand that is a game that may also scratch the same itch. So I'm interested to check that out as well. But
maybe next time on, that'll be your rec.
Maybe next time on, that'll be my recommendation. That's right. So I am very much looking forward to that. But I'm really, really enjoying this game. And I hope that everybody, check it out. It's $5 on Steam if you don't like it. It's $5. Very low commitment. And my other recommendation is, I recently got a, it's a little more complicated, but I recently got a Analog 3D, which is a piece of hardware which attempts to recreate, not emulate, but recreate a Nintendo 64. Right? It is basically a built in 2026 Nintendo 64. And I've been really enjoying it. I bought it last week, and it's really cool. I really recommend, if you are into retro gaming, especially N64 gaming, to check it out. My N64 wasn't working. I had gotten another one. That one also wasn't working. I was having a hard time determining if it was my cartridges that weren't working or if it was the actual console. And in some cases, it actually is my console, and in some cases, it's actually my cartridges. So it was actually some of problem A, some of problem B. I'm really happy to have been able to figure that out now, because now I'm going to be able to figure out, like, how about getting some of these fixed. And that is something that I'm really looking forward to. So, highly recommend that piece of hardware. It is expensive. Mine was, mine was, I think, $300, $275 plus tax and shipping. So, it is not a cheap purchase, but I do recommend it. I do think it is a nice little piece of hardware. It also has some nice quality of life updates. It, for example, has wireless connectivity, so that you can use Bluetooth controllers. You can use 8-bit do controllers, which is cool. You can also use your original N64 controllers and hardware. So all of that is really cool. As a clean HDMI output, and I believe scales up to 4K. The nice thing about it, which I really like, is it has different output modes. So you can have scan lines, you can have it output like it's going to a PVM or a CRT to emulate the visual style of gaming, especially 3D games of the late 90s, early 2000s really needed. They were designed with CRTs in mind, with the blurriness and the fuzziness, and modern recreations just simply don't do it justice. So, if anyone's interested, if you can talk to me in the Discord, I'll gladly talk about it a little more. But that is my 2 recommendations. I recommend Librarian, Tidy Up, the Arcane Library, as well as the Analog 3D. They also make another product, which is the Analog Pocket, which is basically a recreation of the Game Boy. It plays Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. That is something that I have received a lot of high marks on and has been highly recommended to me. And so if you want to check that out as well, I think that is around $2.25. And when does this episode come out?
This episode comes out on June 5th.
Yes, the restock was in June. So if you're listening to this, there was recently a restock of those. You should be able to go pick one up on the analog.co website if you want to go check that out. It's a really cool little gadget there. Plays all of your Game Boy games. And they also have adapters for Game Gear and other Atari 2600 and I believe Turbo Graphics games as well. You can buy those separate adapters so you can play them all on a cool handheld pocket device. So, really cool. Those are my
Very
recs.
Nice.
Yeah.
For my recommendations, I've got 2 films. The first one is a horror film that just came out recently called Obsession. This is directed by Curry Barker, who is most known for running a YouTube channel where he posts comedy skits and shorts and dabbled in horror a bit. And Obsession is his feature, not technically his feature-length debut, because he did another one that he published to YouTube called Milk and Cereal, but I'll say his theatrical debut is Obsession, which is this low-budget horror film about a boy who, for lack of a better term, is obsessed with a friend of his and makes a wish that she would love him more than anything, and the wish comes true. And it's just a monkey's paw type situation, with it being just a horrible situation for pretty much everyone involved. It's, first off, as a horror film, it's really scary, it's creepy, it's got really great sequences. But also it's pretty good in terms of just overall fully examining how messed up this situation is and treating certain characters as rightfully as the victims that they are. And it's just a really well done, fun horror film. Like Jade and I were talking about going and seeing it in theaters again because we enjoyed it so much. So check that out if you like new horror. The other thing I wanted to recommend, I talked a little bit about this earlier, but Jade and I went and saw Godzilla -1 in theaters, which I was lucky enough to catch during its first theatrical run, and consider myself incredibly lucky that we checked over the weekend to see what was playing and saw that this was back in theaters this week. So, yeah, went and saw it, and I know I've talked about it a little bit on the show. It's a really great version of the story of Godzilla. It's, like it's its own thing. You can just watch this one. It's its own mythos, and it's following Japan right after World War II. The film starts during like the last couple days of the war, and it follows this guy who is a kamikaze pilot who did not go through with his job, so he carries a certain amount of dishonor, and that, along with horrors he saw in the war and also the horrors that he's seen with Godzilla, those all stick with him. And it's a very human story about these people living in a decimated Japan, while also having to deal with Godzilla and all of the things that Godzilla represents to them. So, yeah, Obsession and Godzilla -1. Those are my recs for today. But CJ, how about we find out what we're watching next time on The Film is Okie Dokie?
Yeah, and I'm excited. So, Tommy,
Yeah.
did you know? I'm setting you up for a bit. I don't know if you want to.
Did I know what?
Fuck you. Did you know this is actually part 1 in our 2-part series?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, who do we talk to find out what the series is?
Allegedly me.
Allegedly? Why do you say allegedly?
Because you came to me and said that you wanted to actually take my choice this week. You wanted to
Yes.
finagle.
Yes. So I get to pick 2 films in a row, and you get to pick the 2 after this.
I'm ready to hear your offer.
Of course. So my offer.
Yeah, well, I had to give you a toy car.
Oh, the toy car was because of something else.
Yeah.
The toy car was because of Bossy versus Flossie.
I still think I'm right about that.
I don't think so. Anyway,
right
CJ, did you know Miss Congeniality is actually part 1 in our duology on women with martial skills?
The fuck is Marshall?
Martial, like combat.
All right, sure.
Because next time on The Film is Okie Dokie,
G.I. Jane
are watching Toy Story 4.
Oh.
So we're watching this next episode not only because of women with martial skills, but our next episode releases on June 19th, which is the day Toy Story 5 comes out.
Oh.
So we'll be releasing our Toy Story 4 episode the day Toy Story 5 hits theaters.
Okay, interesting. I've never seen Toy Story 4. Did you?
Oh yeah, I saw it in theaters.
Oh, I never did.
Yeah, I think we've chatted a little bit about it on the show. So I'm excited for us to have a full dedicated episode, talk about not just Toy Story 4, but our thoughts on the series as we head into Toy Story 5. And yeah, CJ, you got anything else to add?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
Happy days are here to stay.
Yeah. So CJ, what are all those things that people got to do?
Thank you everybody for listening. Remember to like us, rate us, review us, give us 5 stars. If you only give us 4 stars, I'm inclined to believe that you are a hater. Shout out to Bomani Jones at Wave Sports and Entertainment for the quip. Remember to tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell your neighbors' friends, tell your neighbors' kids, download the podcast for them right to their devices. They have little fingers. They have a hard time working the buttons. Remember to join the conversation. The link to our Discord is in the description below. It is a cool community. We're growing each and every day. It is a fun time. And as always, I have been CJ.
I've been Tommy.
And this has been The Film is Okie Dokie.
Bye.
Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4?